everybody, how are you? My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch. And at The Flower Patch I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Right guys, thank you again for all your wonderful messages that we did for the green and white love heart wicker wreath that we did yesterday. It's so very kind of you. And Linda, oh, you touched my heart with your lovely kind words. It's really very sweet of you. Right, today guys, obviously Christmas won't be too far away, and we have to think of all our loved ones who are no longer around and are with us. And we, I like to leave at least a wreath or a cross or a grave saddle, anything like that, at the graveside to remember them and to also show that they're there in our hearts and spirits as well. So we're going to do a cross. It's only a small one, but probably by the time I finish it'll be large. It is only 18 inches long. I've put two frames together back to back, and I've placed in thin, before I put the other frame on top, thin pieces of dried foam, and then I cable tied the two frames together, and then on the outer side I placed wreath wrap, because with it being out in the weather I don't want the foam to get wet and to start to crumble. So I've done that. And what we're going to use, I'm going to do red and gold because it's a traditional. So I thought we'd do red and gold. There's one thing I have forgot to get out, my pine cones, but they are only under here. So I've got out some holly with some red berries on. And this is absolutely beautiful. I got this from Lily Jades, and we're going to clip off a few bits and place that in as well. And I only cut two pieces down, but cut them in half, just of my tree pine to place around the center of the cross. So I've just cut 4 little pieces down of those. I've got some of my tree pine as well, which is the rubbery one where it's got movement. So in the wind, the spirit's floating and we get the movement from the spirits around the loved one. So we've got that. I have got some cypress leaves. The one that's like a grey tint or a sagey green. And I thought, well, I could place the odd bit just for a different tone of green in, instead of having all the same colour. So we've got some of that I may place in as well. I've also got out, just again for a bit of movement, just a few pieces of a foxtail fern to just maybe, put around. We'll see, as we go along if it is needed. I've also got out obviously some pine, mountain pine to place in. This is like I'd say between a forest green and a limey green. It's quite nice. It's a lovely colour, and I think this represents Christmas to a T. So we've got some of that. Of course, I've also got out my conifeer. I've just grabbed the bunch because I don't know how many I want to place in, but we've got the conifeer as well. I've also got out just 2 stems of this spiky, I think it's spiky fern. I'm not sure, or it could be maybe, I don't know, spiky lavender or something like that, guys. It looks a bit like lavender with the leaves. So I've just got some of those as well for movement in case I don't use these, or I may use both. And I've also got out a shakibi spray because I wanted something with a little bit more of a solid leaf. And I did get these from Lily Jades as well, and those, and those. So we've got those, and I've only got one stem out because I don't want to cover it in all of this. I want to see some of the other foliage. I have cut this off a bit of the garland, some flocked pine needles, and I've cut them at the bottom with the scissors, so it's left me with a little bit of a stem just to add in a bit of white. And I've also got the last 5, I think 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, the last 5 of these flocked pine needles. I've got some more on order, but they haven't arrived yet, so I thought we could incorporate those as well. This fell out of my box as I was getting things out, and they're just little flocked grasses, and I thought maybe we'll see. It is a cream colour. I really not wanting to use cream, so we may not use these. I've also got out some gold fern. This is from Lily Jades as well, and I've got it in silver also, but I want to place in, with it being gold, green and red, I could have placed in longer pieces of this, but I thought no, we'll stick to the smaller ones and we'll perhaps dot those around also. I have got, again from Lily Jades, they have fabulous things. I have got other wholesalers, guys, I really have. There's these cutout leaves, and they're like that, and I may either chop one off, you know, single ones, and place those around the edge or something like that. But they're very heavily glittered and they have sequins on as well. So I've kept them in the bag. And then I've also, because I want it longer than what the cross is, 4 champagne coloured ferns, or I call them ferns, but they look slightly like cypress leaves, but they're shaped like ferns. So they may be tree ferns. So I've got 4 out to put on each corner of the crosses. So just to extend it. So we've got 4 of those. I have got out some red bay leaves, glittered bay leaves as well, to place in. Oh, that one's bent over. To place in, you know, around, just to give that bright red. I don't want too much red because our focal point is our poinsettias that I'm placing in the centre. So I've got the velvet poinsettia leaves, but then they've got a glittery like a holly leaf in there with a bit of fern as well, and then obviously the glittered seeds in the centre. So I've got 3 of those. I want to put them together like they are here in the centre as a cluster. So that is what we've got today, and I'm going to sit down while we do it. Oh gosh, all the glitter's here already, and we'll do it like that because I need to be on a flat surface. So I'm going to alter our camera, and so you can see on my workbench. One moment, guys. So let's just bring it down. I may bring the camera closer actually. Oh, it's quite there. I'll keep it there and we'll see. So I want to start with our long champagne tree fern or fern. I'm going to straighten them up slightly. We'll just have a little bit of a soft bend in the stem, in the main stem. And I wanted to put these here here, here, and at the bottom. So then it extends the cross. So I'm going to go in there. Let's see. Let me just check if that's too far. No, because once I get the others in. So let's just, it looks quite big, how it's gone quite far out, but it will all come together. If you think it's too big, you can pull off a few of these at the bottom. I might pull a few off here. There we go. And I'm going to place that one, and I'm placing this here, and I'm going right to where the last leaf is and pushing it in right there. And let's take a few off of here. Let me cut them because they're quite hard, these, to get off. I'll just cut the stem shorter. I may chop those down again, guys. So it will be quite a big cross. Yeah, let me just chop these down a little bit, pull that glue off. Because the sides are smaller than the rest of it. Oops. Pull that glue out. And measure, I'm going to measure with this one how many I've taken off, so it's up to there. I hope you all had a wonderful bonfire night last night. We had lots of fireworks going off. The poor cat was hiding. One was hiding behind the sofa. The other one was hiding in the corner of the living room. Really scared. They are trying to place a ban on households having the big loud fireworks in the UK because of the pets. There, that's better. They was on about that they don't mind having it, oops, wrong way round. You know, when you go to a fireworks display where somebody professional are doing it, but they don't want it on household property. Right, I'm going to place in some of our conifeer. Let me just grab things out of the way. I don't know how many I'm going to use, but I want to bring some around here because I don't want to just see those on the end. I do want to mix it up and blend things in. Oh, that one's got one missing. Oops, oh my good gracious me, one's fell off. glue that on. Wipe the excess glue off. Place that one on that side. And I'm going to do that all on each of the ends where the gold fern is. Just wipe that glue off. And I'm not going out into, too much into here with the conifer. Put that one down a little bit. And then I'm going to do the same here. I keep picking the one up what's got a leaf missing. Because we can't forget about our loved ones, guys, who are no longer here. They were very important to us when they was on earth with us. So we need to think about those. They're never forgotten. And I want just, a bit of earthy look with the conifers and the pines and things like that. Just turn that one over. So we've done that on our four ends with our conifer. So we've got it here and then on each side and then here. So I want to just bring the odd conifer down here in the center. And I'm only placing one on each side. Let's cut that one shorter so I haven't got such a long stem. Like that. And I'm not laying them flat like that. I want a bit of movement, so I'm keeping them lifted up. Just for that little bit of movement. I may place another one here with it being long. I'm taking the glue off what seeps out because I don't want it to dry, because once it's dry you won't be able to get anything else in. And you may need that little bit of room, extra room. Just glue this one on. And then I'm going to place one here. So now we've got all our conifer in. I don't want any more. So we've got it quite earthy. I always think conifer looks quite earthy, and I think that's why I like it. So that is that. So we'll wrap up our conifer and place these out of the way. I want to place in, before we carry on, our poinsettias so I can work around them, and I want them in the centre, and I'm going to cut these really short because I don't want a lot of stem. Let's just measure. So I've cut those stems to 2.5 inch because I do want a little bit of height. I don't want them sunk. So I'm going to place in a like a triangular position in the centre. And if they look like they've sunk as we go along, then I will just pull them back out and put longer picks on them. And then I will place that one there. So we've got a cluster in the centre. So that is your main focal point. I won't be placing a bow on this. Let's get our rubber textured tree pine. I love this. And again, I'm going to place some of this in between where we've placed the conifer. So that one will go here, and again, lifting it up, just manipulating the stem a little bit to give it that nice movement. Let me cut these stems, they are quite long. We'll place one like that. And I'm cutting the stem shorter for the sides. Underneath the conifer it goes. And then one more. So I'm placing them, lifting the conifer what's near the centre and placing the stem under the conifer. And that's just to separate these two conifers so it doesn't look like it's just all conifer. So you've got it like that. And I want, sorry, another one. And place it under this conifer. So on the top we have it like so. Let me just, I thought I could feel something scratching underneath. It's some of the floral pin that I've placed in to hold the, that's better, the wreath wrap on. Now let's get a bit of the fern. Now you get 3 leaves on one stem. Now you could either place those in as like that, or what I'm going to do is take them off so they're on a single stem each and use them individually. I'm going to cut this, no, I'm going to place another pick on. I was going to use another, cut the pick, but I'm not sure how long I'd like them. Oops, a daisy, I'm going to need 4, I think. Place that one on a green pick as well, because the others are all on picks. Now I think with these I can go where the red is and bring those around here. I may need 2 there, or I could simply cut them much shorter and place them just here. And if I do that, then I'd probably, knowing myself, I'd want to do it like that. In fact, I think I may do it like that. That looks quite nice. And the stem's not long enough. So I'm going to go and place it with our poinsettias. And then I'm going to do the same here. So we've got some nice gold leaf around the poinsettias. And we'll do the one in this area as well. So you've got it like that in the centre. If I wish, I could bring, you know, some more, whoops a daisy, I can't grab it, and place one here and one there, one there, and one there. I could do that, but for now I'll just hold back because we've got our other leaves in gold, our cutout leaves. Let me get some of the shakibi in. I don't want no more of the rubber textured tree pine. So I've got the shakibi, and because I don't just want like pine and conifeer, you know, spiky foliage. I want something softer and a bit fuller. So I'm going to take some of these off. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. So you've got 5, 6 on here. Let's just keep that one there a moment. So what I'm going to do with these as well, I want to incorporate now, separate the pine and the conifer because they look very similar. So I want to separate them with a fuller leaf and bring that in like that. You could place it around the sides if you wish, you know, by just chopping it a little bit smaller. No. Hello. Okay. I was just going to say, where you get that from?
TK, mate. 50 quid.
Oh, you're treating yourself. Did you get a cable?
No, we only have 1 metre ones.
Oh, no, they're no good. Okie dokie, babe. Oh, you can make your mummy a cuppa. You've been treating yourself to some goodies too. Yeah. So, we're going to place these in. And I'm going to separate. Oops, wrong place. Sorry, my lovelies, it's in the wrong place. I'm going to separate it by just adding a different foliage. I'm just going to bend it slightly so it doesn't stick up too far. And I'm going to do the same and separate these because I don't want all the pine and again the conifer because they look very similar. So just to add in something a bit more fuller and different texture as well. And then I'm going to do that here also. So I'll separate this. And just have that like that. Sorry if you can't see the bottom, guys. I'm trying to make it so you can see where I'm working. And then we'll do the same here. Lift the conifer. And it's lovely to add a different, you know, contrast, a bit of softness with the leaf. I always find, you know, adding soft touches to any funeral arrangement is wonderful. I loved it when I was doing funeral arrangements. So those may need lifting because it's getting quite, you know, full and high with the foliage. So we've got it like that, going down here to the bottom and across each section as well. So I'm not going to use that piece. I want to add in some red. Let's get, because I don't want all the sparkly foliage and everything, you know, everywhere. I basically want more of a natural look on top. This spot, adding the bay leaves and, you know, glitter is just to represent your loved one for Christmas, so they can enjoy, you know, in spirit, to see the sparkly things as well, so they can enjoy the sparkly season as well. I'm trying to think, where should I place these? I may place them where they're above the gold, just to break up that gold a little bit, because you can still see quite a lot of it. and I'm going to go slightly, I'm going to push it in slow. I'm going to bend it upwards so it's got movement, and just let the odd leaf pop through the foliage so it intermingles with it just a tiny bit. I think that one's a little bit long, so let me cut that down. If you're going to manipulate these, just be careful, guys, because these do break off quite easily. So just, you know, slowly do it, and don't put too much force behind it. And then just, you know, bend your main stem if you want a bit of movement in it, you know, in the bay leaf as well. So we'll push that one there as well. Just slightly bend it up. Thanks, babe. And bring a couple of leaves through with the red. But at least it's covering the gold and it's just adding that little bit extra. I do like bay leaves, I must admit. I like the shape of them. Let's just bend them forward a little bit. So. I don't know what it is with my children, guys. I don't know if you guys who have adult children, but they seem to think that it must be summer all year round because they leave the doors wide open. And again, pop a few, just a couple through to bring the red slightly above. I'm only going to want 4. Do that one. So we've got our red in. Let me just shut that door, guys. And I'll have a look on the camera to see if you've got a good view. I'll just slightly bring it back a little bit. That's a bit better. So I don't want that one. So I've got our holly. Again, I want to bring this in. So that's the longest piece. So I may bring that across there. So I'll just take the tag off. And you get 3 stems on your main one. That's not long enough to keep. So what I'm wanting to do with this also is bring those on the side. This longer one here. And then like that. Obviously I'm not just going to place them like that. So let me just cut one more off. And then we'll so then we've got, and then that one there. They're going to definitely be needed to need to be lifted. So let's get them lifted while I'm thinking about it. So I'm just going to pull the pick out, place a longer one in. I knew it would be quite full. I should have known. I should know myself too well. Oh, my husband's home as well. Oh gosh, yeah. My husband will probably bring me a drink in, because every time he's home, guys, bless him, he always walks in the door, makes himself a cup of coffee, and he knows I'm in here, so then he makes me one too. So he won't know that Jordan, my son, has just made me one. So he'll probably make me another one, and then I'll have two. One will definitely go cold. I know for sure. So, right, let's just place and lift that slightly. And do the same. That one. And this one. And then I'll be happy then. There we have it. That's better, guys. It's lifted up more. Let me just grab my coffee. So, let me just take those off while we're doing it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just bring them down here in front of the conifer. I think. Let's have a look. I don't think I want them under, or do I? Under there. I'm just going to stand above it, guys, to see which is the better one. I think it's on top. It looks better because that's quite hidden. So what I'm going to do, I haven't pushed it in yet. Yeah, so you can still see the shakibi leaf as well. I'm going to mix that up with the holly. Like that. Oops-a-daisy. Yeah, so my son's just treated himself to a new jacket. And here we go. We'll just bring a few of these leaves around so you can still see them. And with the berries being on top also. And then we'll do that one here. I'm just slightly bending it over so it doesn't stick up at an angle. Again, just bring some in. With the holly. Like that. And then, yeah, my husband's got me a drink. And then we'll do this long one. And I'm going to place this again on top, and then I'm going to have to intertwine going all the way down, because I can't leave it sticking up like that. That looks odd. So bend the stem down just to give it that curve so it sits flatter, and then get some of your leaves and pop them through so they all blend in together. And I'll have to do that with this as well. There's two there, that's twist them outwards. Like so. So that's what we've got at the moment. I don't know about the foxtail. Oh, I don't know, it looks quite nice. If I have one in each corner under the gold. So we'll just take 4 out. So we'll do that, and then I'll put the rest down here. So I'll cut these a bit short because these are quite long, so we don't want them too long and sticking out too far. So we'll cut those down, and they are slightly flocked, not a lot, but so I'll put them underneath, I think, yeah, and I'll push them in a little bit. Or do I place 2? One there, either side. Oh, I change my mind all the time. And I'm going to go in and just have it there as a little bit of movement. Then I'll place another one out the side of this gold one. I can't see. There. And we'll do it on there. Let's just grab these others. And one this side of the gold leaf. Let me just turn it, everybody. So I'm basically placing these either side of the gold leaf, but I'm not having them in the position of the gold leaf. I'm having them facing down where it comes out. I don't want them in the here, because then you're covering up the shape of the cross. I'm trying to keep them all close by. And I want 2 more. Oh, that's lucky. I've got the right amount out. Oh my goodness. So if you can see here, I'm going under on one side of the gold fern, but making it sure that it's closer to this side instead of here. Oh, I've placed one there. Silly me. Yeah. Oh, and here's me. I was proud of myself for counting the correct amount. Never mind. Again, let's have a look. I've got these. I don't know whether I want those in now. Could I put those? The taller ones anyway. Just under the red. So it's got a bit of green. Let's place just one there. If I can get it. Just under the red. Just to give a bit of green under there so it breaks up the glitter from the red and the gold. I had another long one, and I'll do the same up above here. And I've got other foliage that I can do with that on the other side, so I'm bringing it up here. Just breaking up that red and gold with a bit of green. So that's what we've got at the moment. If you can see the shape still there of the cross, because it's slender. I'm not making it big and bulky where you don't see this. I'm trying to keep that shape of the cross. That's why I like to place on the edge a longer leaf here with a point, whether it be a fern or cypress leaves, something like that, just to keep that shape and to elongate it, and then have the slender pieces around. So now I don't know whether I want this in. I say this every time. I'm not sure whether I'm fond of the colour or, well, I may, because we've got to fill in around the bottom. So I may place one either side. So I'll place that like that again, just so it's not too far out like that, because I don't want to, you know, alter the shape. And then maybe on here, place one there at the side of the gold fern and one that side as well. So I'm going to do that. It actually does look quite nice with it being a different shade. So we'll go in here and have it quite tight to the side, and you'll see when I do it on the opposite side. I'm just lifting up and I'm going in like that. I'm not going like that. I'm going in and then just bend it slightly so it does stay within the shape of your cross. I do put a little bit of a movement on these, not much. It's very minimal. You can, if you wish, just stroke them down like this, just to open up the leaves and move differently. So again, here I'm going to place one just there, and then bend it inwards, just towards the gold as well. So just place a little bit of movement, very soft movement. And then I'll do the same this side. And then bend it slightly inwards towards the fern. So then it doesn't go out of place and you've still got the shape. And then we'll do one here as well. And then again, bend it towards that fern so it's in. So we don't want to take the shape away from anything. And then just do that either side of every one. I don't want two on here because they are quite long. And one here. And then I want two more. Let's just cut those. There is a top side of these and a bottom. The bottom side you see more of the vein sticking out, the central stem of it. Like that. And then the last one. So then now we've placed those in and we've still got that shape. They're slightly out a little bit here, you know, on the sides, but it's not interfering with the gold leaf. I don't want anything under these gold leaves coming out. I'm trying to keep everything within, so you can then, you've got your spaces. And then you will, and then it defines the actual cross. So we'll place that one over there. Now, I don't want these small pieces. I'll put those in my... I did get out some pampas grass. I don't want the pampas grass in. It does look nice, but I don't want it in. And I don't think, guys, no, it doesn't suit it. I'm not putting them in either. So let's have a look. I think we've got enough wispy bits in. I think adding those in it just a bit much. I do want to add in the, oh, somebody's shouting on the street. I do want to add in the odd little bit of pine needles. Do I add them here? No. I may just add these here. That would be around there. Try to space them equilaterally between each other so they're not looking odd. I think I could do 2 on here and do it like that. I don't think I'm going to place these in. Let me just grab my coffee. Oh, that's broken. So let's just place one of these in. Again, to give our loved one in spirit a feel of Christmas. Sure they'll love it. And then we'll place 2 here. And I'm going to go through the holly. And again, the holly, some of the holly leaves can be intertwined with it. Then we'll place 1 through this tree pine, just like there. So that's what we have with our little bit of flocked. I don't want to overdo it. I don't like to overdo it because with, you know, sympathy tributes, I find it's, I don't know the correct word, I've forgotten. But you, unless it's specified by a customer, but other than that, it has, I like it to be, you know, subtle, beautiful, earthy, showing love, you know, care, not to overwhelm it with whimsical things, again, unless the customer requests it. And just to add in, you know, beauty, you know, of a natural look. Right, let's have a look at these. Let's just get 1 out. I'm not going to place them in whole, guys. I'm going to chop them. So I'm going to chop 1 off to start with. And I want these, because there's a lot of green, I want these just under here. Not sticking out like that again, because when we get here, it's going under here and you're losing the shape of the cross. You could place 1 directly under, but it's gold on gold. So I don't want that. I just want these ferns around the central point, you know, to basically draw your eye into the centre, that the poinsettias have got like a their own little beautiful border or you know, a boundary around them, and it's or a frame around them. So with these, I'm just going to place them like I did with these cypress leaves, like so. So you from the above, if I just show you, you can just see a glimmer of the sparkle, and that is all I want to do. Again, I want it to, don't want it to be overpowered, you know, I want it to look soft. So that there's not much stem on this one, but we'll work with it. They are attached. If you can see here, they are attached with this little piece here and that to the main stem. And that's only for transit purposes, to keep them in the shape that they, you know, are. Instead of being flattened like that, it's to keep them upright and in the position they're supposed to be in. You just snip it off. That's all you have to do. So let's just grab that one. Now there's not much of a stem there, so do I? No, I'm not. I'm gonna work with it. I will make it work. Oops, daisy. So if I show you here, because there's a gap here, so I'm going to bring, and I'm placing it in at a diagonal position, and I'm placing it under. Or I could place it actually just above there. So it's sitting, when you look at it now, downwards. It's going downwards. So when I'm placing the stem in, I don't place it in that way and then bend. I'm sliding it in like that, upwards. And then by doing that, your leaf, your foliage, floral, whichever you're using, will naturally face downwards, because you are just going in like that. So I'm going to place two on here on the longer side, and again I'm going in like that, so you've just got a glimmer of it at the bottom. Let's just bend this stem and do the same in the same place on the opposite side. Let's just move that. And that's that one as well. Now this one hasn't got a stem on. So what I'm going to do, oh my goodness, my belly's grumbling, is just place it on a pick, and I'm going to just wait for that to dry. So we'll leave that like that. Oh, I've got glue all over me. So we'll do it again. As you can see again, look, these little pieces what are holding the leaves to the main stem. And that is so then when they're in transit, they sit flat and they don't bend under. So they stay as one, which is a great idea. And you just snip them. So, oops a daisy. That's one. Oh. So take that off of that one. Now that hasn't got a stem. Oh, I've got another one here. I thought I had another. So I'm going to place this one in as well. Because not everybody likes, you know, a lot of glitter. I think that hasn't gone in very well. No. Let me just take that glue off. And put a little bit extra point on the end. No, it's not going in. I don't think it's that strong, so I'm going to give it a helping hand. I'm going to piece a hole for it. I'll just turn it around. Keep that in while I get the glue on the stem again, so then I know where it is. There we go. And I'm only going to place in one on these small, the rest of them on either side. Or two, one either side, should I say. Let's just place that at a 45-degree angle. And again, and I'm placing it in exactly the same, and so it's facing that way. That's a daisy. It's under. I think that, you see, I've gone wrong there. That's sticking out where I didn't want it to stick out. So I'm going to have to pull that back out. It's placed incorrectly. So what I'm going to do, let me just grab that bit of glue. Let's try to pull it off. And let's get that one. Placing this one. So that one is up there. That's better. So you've got a little bit, oops. Oh my goodness, it's come off. I'm going to wrap a bit of tape around it just to hold it. Here's the clippers. That's better. And then we'll do the others. Let's get this one. There. A little bit popping out. I'm doing them under the fern, the cypress leaf. If I can hold it somewhere. So it's just sitting under there. Like so. Now again, another one that had another two that haven't got any stems. So what I do, I just clip the bottom piece, as you can see here, to allow me to place tape around it. Just to go inwards. That one. And just tidy this stem up. So what I do, if you didn't see it before, you've got these here. Now there's not much of a stem there for me to wrap the floral wire tape around it. So the last pieces here I snip, and I will just trim it off like that. So then it gives me a little bit more of a stem, and just follow it around and just make sure it's nice and tidy. So now I've got more of a stem to place it, and all I've cut off is that. So now I can place a pick on it, and I've got that room to be able to place tape around it. So I just place the pick in glue, go over the top where the glue is with my tape, and then just wrap around that area 2 or 3 times and then start to come down the pick. So that now has its own pick and I can place that in. Just hold it there. So that is what we've got. So now just with a little bit of the gold along the bottom on each side, just adds that little extra glitter. I don't want more red because when you look at the top it looks quite like there's quite a lot of red. So especially in the centre. So we'll finish with that one. Now, oh, let me get my I placed some on picks the other day. Oh, I've got some cut with the gold on. No, I don't want the gold. Oh, I've got to go right to the bottom and grab a handful. I don't know how many I need after. That's caught. So those have already got picks on them. Let me just grab some more picks. So what I do, I look for the tightest crease in the pine cone. I dip my pick in my glue, or you can put your glue gun and put some on with a glue gun. I look for the tightest piece, which looks around here. Push it in, wipe that glue off there and let it set. And then that is then a pick ready to be placed in. And that's all I do. Oh, coffee. So I'm just going to place that on there. Again, I'm not sure how many I want. I'll just do all these what are on here. There's a tight piece. And one more. I do put quite a bit of glue on because they can be, they are light, but because on the picks they are top heavy, because these picks aren't really thick, but they do take the weight of them. So we've got those as well. Let me just get rid of this glitter, guys, because it's everywhere. Oh my good gracious. Me. Just get it all around. I've got it all here. It's a bit better than it was. Right, what did I do? Oh, they're here, right behind me. Right, to the pine needles. Now, oh, let me take the band off. With the pine needles, I was debating whether to put some there, but because the gold is here, it's going to hide it. So that looks okay because it's still giving me the shape. I just want to place them in just under these 4 gold leaves. I'm just placing some in there and having a look. If I think it's a bit much, actually does look quite nice. But if I take one out, I think I prefer it without. So then if that's the case, now where you see the edging round here, we've got gaps. So then I will place some pine needles going around on the underside. If I need any more, I'll grab some more. And again, I'm going to go, as you're looking at it, up like that. Got to make sure I can hold on to it as I push it in. So that's one. Bring it down as well. Now we've still got our shape. I'm always, you know, conscious of the shape to keep it so you know, it's identifiable of what it actually is. I don't want it where people are wondering what it could be. I'm not going to have this next to each other going all the way down. I'm spacing it out. And then again, and I'm bending it inwards so it doesn't stick too far out. So I did that there. So I will come under here. Oopsie daisy. I'm hitting the frame. And then I'm just bending it inwards. Because with our pine cones, I want some of these perhaps sitting around here. So I don't want to take all the room up with these mountain pine. So we'll do the same here. I keep hitting the frame. Just have one there. Let me just grab it from here. I'm going to need another 2. I don't know where to grab. There's a space there. And again, I'm bending it inwards towards this. So it's once I've placed it in, I'm bending it like that so it doesn't stick too far out. So let me just grab 2 more. 1, 2. Just hold it for more. As you can see, if I left it like that, it would start joining up with this and start hiding the shape. So I bend it inwards. Let's just bring that cypress leaf in a little bit more. I'm going to just cut that little piece off here because that is going where the leaf is. And I don't want it to. So far we have it like that. I don't know if you can see. And then across there. So again, I don't want to, you know, bombard it with pine cones. I think I'm going to have to put like 1 there. I don't want them opposite because it'll look too uniform. So I want to stagger the pine cones. So I want to place, if it sits, just like 1 there. Like 1 there. I may just place 1 on here. I think I may just place 1 on either end here. But facing one way and 1 the other. So it's not too uniformed. And then do I place 1 there and have 2 here? Or do I just have a 1 on the top? I think I'm going to do that. It's just something. Oh, I did bring this. I did bring the lamb's ear out. Oh my good gracious me. Let me just have a look. Oh, I've pulled it off the pig. Let me just place it back on if I can. Oh my gosh, have I broke it? Oh no, I think I've broken it. Oh, I have. Oh my goodness, what am I like? Let's grab this one. Just be a little bit more careful. just want to see, because there's just that little gap there. I just place them 4 there. Because there's just a little bit of a gap here. But again, I'm taking into consideration not going under here. That's bothering me slightly. But you can still see that it's a cross. Just push those in a little bit more. It's just to fill that, and again, softness. And there's that there as well. There's a gap there. I don't want that there. So let's have a look. Or do I? Oh, I know what, I've got these as well. Oh my goodness, I did bring these out. I may place just them. Yeah. Take these out. So let's get in our pine cones. I could have one there, so I'll have them all on 4 ends. I quite like that. Yes, I like the pine cones on all 4 ends. So I've changed my mind again. How far is that? So I'm going to need a longer stem. So I'm placing them above the red to bring the earthy look up above. Just slightly bend it. We'll do it like that instead. So I have one leaning that way. So lift up. Bend that slightly. That's better. So I'm going to go around. I don't want these. I'm going to go around with some of these pine needles. I don't want the lamb's ear. I want to keep it like a nice green. And this is lightening it slightly. As much as it's lovely. I'll get some of these out. And I'm going to go around underneath because I know there's still some. Let's cut that down a bit, make them slightly shorter. There's still some gaps, so what I'm just going to do is lift slightly and just look, and again I'm going in at an angle. And I'm going under here, look. So there's a gap there. That's better. Let's just cut these down. I think, yeah, I'm going to bring some probably at the side of the red at the bottom. I think I can just get those in. Yeah. Sorry if I'm just lifting it up, guys. It's just so I can see where to position it. There. Let's just get a few out. Just put them down. So I'm gonna go at the red. And then that should be really it, guys. Let's just look. One more. And I'm going and I'm just filling up around where the fern is. Just to give it a little bit more. Right, so that is our sympathy tribute for Christmas. Oh, one moment, guys, somebody's here. I know I've got a delivery. Oh, I've just seen a gap. La, la, la. That was lucky that we had that, guys, because as I looked at the camera to pause it, I spotted here a gap, and I've got an exact gap on the opposite side as well, if you can see. So there's nothing there. And the reason that is because I've been trying to avoid placing anything in there because of the gold leaf. I want to keep that shape of the cross. But I'm just decided I'm going to place in a couple of the flocked, what I cut off the garland. As you can see, I use scissors to cut down that bit there. So I'm going to place a couple of those in to, and again, slide it in at an angle. Here's to basically have that there, and I'm slightly bending it over so it just, you know, it hides that bit of a gap. And I'm going to do that on here as well, because I don't want gaps. I don't like gaps. So let's have a look now if I can see. Right, there's one there. So I'm going to place one just under here as well. And again, I'm folding them over like that so they're smaller, so they're not sticking up or in the way of the shape of the cross. Oops, a daisy. So I'm bending like that. We'll put another one in this side. So what I do one side, I will do on the opposite. And bend that one over in half as well. And then that will hide those gaps. Now, have I got them there as well? There's a slight ones there, so I'll do the same there. All in the creases. And I'm just bend over in half. Well, so do that the opposite, and then that should be enough. And that one also. That's better. So that is what you can do if you see a gap in the creases. Just slightly bend them, bend your pine needles, especially if you've got them, or your spruce, if you've got them off your tree or a garland, because they are wired. And bend them over just to cover that little area, so then you haven't got any gaps. So I'm going to come out and just have a look from how you're looking at it, just to see if I can see any more. Always check. Let me just place that there. Get rid of that. Look at all the glitter. See, that's what the loved ones are for. They sparkled in your life. It was a big part of everybody's life. So let me just come and stand out and have a quick look. So we'll just bring that from looking like it's been squashed. That's better. I'm going to incorporate a few leaves. So, you've just let yourself out, Marley. So I can't see any more. So I think that's about it. So let me move the camera slightly back. I'm going to place it up, guys, and then I shall hold it in my hand. Hopefully you can see it. So for our dear loved ones, we have made a traditional colour of red, gold and green sympathy cross, because again, you know, let's not forget about the loved ones are no longer around. You know, there was a big part in our lives, and you know, they're very dear, and let's bring spirit and joy to them by giving them a beautiful arrangement. Excuse my cat. A beautiful arrangement to celebrate our Christmas with us in mind and spirit, because it's a joyous thing to have them in our lives. Move out of the way. So that is what we have, with just little bits of gold. I didn't want to bring all the gold on top because I wanted more green on top, because obviously it's more of a traditional earthy look, and you know, it's what a lot of people like around here. They like more of a traditional look. I've added little bits of glitter on just a few things like the bay leaf and the I think it's a fern, and then just these little ones around the side. That is it with the glitter. Oh, and sorry, and obviously on the poinsettias, nothing more. That is enough to represent that it's a Christmas cross for your loved one, or you know, a friend as well, or a colleague, whomever. And you could, if you wish, place, you know, a big poinsettia in the center, and then place two here going down, or and one up there, so you've got them down in a row, one here, so the poinsettias are representing, you know, the cross of Christ as well. And but, or you could do like I've done, just a cluster in the center. And some people like to put where they have, I've had it before where people have asked me to place, because there was the mum, the dad, and the, you know, the three children, so they've wanted me to put, you know, 5 poinsettias on. So I've basically gone 1, 2, 3, 4 and a big one in the center, 5. And that is how I've done it, to represent each member of the family. So the one in the center represents the person who's no longer around. So that's the biggest one. So they're still big in our heart, big in our minds, souls and spirit. So that's why I tend to do a bigger one in the center for that reason. And then again, you know, like I've placed some holly with a few little berries on, and a few little bits of flock to represent Christmas, flock pine needles as well. The rest is plain foliage, because I didn't want to have all flocked. I wanted that natural look, because again, a lot of people here where I live prefer this style, you know, more natural, not much, you know, either no glitz and, you know, no sequins, no glitter, or if they do ask for it, they want a really small amount of it, because they don't think, some people don't think that having glitter should be a joyous thing because the person's no longer around, so they don't think they should like sparkle it up, because they're still, you know, obviously grieving or obviously, you know, they can't get them out of the mines, which is normal. So, but I decided to do one with a little bit of glitter on, just, you know, but in the background and subtle, not overload it. I wanted more greenery, more of a natural look, more of a natural foliage to represent, you know, obviously Christmas foliage with the pine needles and things like that, the holly. But I wanted it to be just a subtle look with a little bit of glitter to represent Christmas, so the loved one, you know, can enjoy Christmas and have a lovely Christmas spirit, you know, by having a bit of glitter as well. Now on the back, I've not, again, I've got, it's a bit dirty, but it will get wiped down. I've got the wreath wrap, but if you feel you want to cover that, then you can cover that again. If you feel you'd rather have ribbon along the back, hessian or something like that, you can also do that as well. But I tend to put wreath wrap on because it's going outside. Ribbon will get wet. I've got a bit of glue on there, I'll have to get that off. Ribbon will get wet and it will you know, go mouldy if it's too wet. So, and again on here I kept the shape of the cross by not placing nothing here apart from the gold. There's this little bit of cypress leaf and the flocked pine needle to cover the gaps in the creases, but other than that you can still see that it is a cross. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I hope, you know, that you give it a go if you've got a loved one who's no longer around, or a friend, or, you know, any member of your family, and you want to give them something for Christmas, to, you know, to let them know that you're still thinking of them, they're still in your heart, and they're always around you in the spirit. So, and if you do something like that, it doesn't have to be like this, you know, depending on what you know that your loved one liked, you can do that, or what colours they liked, do it in that to represent their favourite colour. Do it for them, because they were an important thing in our lives. So I hope you enjoy it if you give it a go, guys. Have a fabulous time, and please subscribe, share and like, you know, to the world, to all your loved ones, your friends, family, and you know, because it does help grow my business if people, you know, share and subscribe, you know, and just even watch, even if they're not doing floral, just to watch and have a bit of fun with us, and they may get into the mood where they want to start and do it themselves. And I hope this has given you an idea of what to do for a loved one as well. So all the best, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. He's hovering around me again because he wants feeding, and he's an hour early. Because the clocks have gone forward, he thinks it's now 4 o'clock, but it's only 3 o'clock. Is it forward? Yes, it's only 3 o'clock, that's right. So he's hungry now. So in his head, he's going to have to wait till 5 o'clock, which is our 4 o'clock. So, but anyway, guys, take care. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow, and have a wonderful evening. And if it's cold where you are, wrap up warm, guys. Stay cozy, you know, however you keep yourselves warm, please, please stay warm. And if you're living in, you know, somewhere in the States where it's lovely and warm, you lucky things. But the English weather isn't like that. So again, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. And God bless. And I love you all, and stay warm. Take care for now, guys. Bye-bye. I will do a close-up too, if my cat doesn't get in the way. So let's just take it off of all the camera stand. There Let's see if I can do it smoothly today, because yesterday was horrendous. So let me just turn it this way. Oops, he didn't really want to see my glue pot. So there is your pine cones. Again, your red glitter bay leaves and your fern, your conifer, your little foxtail fern, and your cypress leaves, your holly with its berries, your shakibi leaves, your gold fern leaves, your lovely poinsettias with the velvet, and then the glittered holly with a bit of fern on them. And then we've got the flocked pine needles there, what I bent over in half, and they're also here as well. We've got our rubbery textured tree pine, and we've also, Molly, move a minute. We've also got our other tree pine here, what's not rubber. And then we've got our mountain pine here as well, and some more pine needles there. And then we've also got the cutout leaves in gold glitter. So that's all we've got in the glitter. So that is our, if I can lift it up, our lovely cross, sympathy cross for our loved one for Christmas, to bring them into our lives, to show them, you know, the Christmas theme as well, to make sure that they remember we haven't forgot. So have a wonderful day, guys. All the best, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.